All right, welcome to episode, what is this, 35
Episode 35.
of our Run Club, the podcast.
Yes. 35.
Isn't that nuts?
Yeah, it's nuts.
Time flies when you're having fun. You
Exactly.
could listen to this podcast every day for a month and then 5 days.
Yes.
Or 4 days, depending on the month. Or, I don't know, set a month and how many days are in February?
28. Unless it's a leap year, which every 4 years would be 29, right?
Right.
Something like that.
Something like that. I digress. So how has your running been this week, Ray? I haven't seen you in so long.
It's been good. Last week I had kind of upped it with miles. I did a little bit more than I usually have been doing. And it was nice, felt good. I'm preparing to pace my wife to a personal record in a half marathon. She wants me to pace for her, and so.
When is this half marathon happening?
November 3rd.
All right, where is it?
Cold State Park in Bristol, Rhode Island.
I like that one.
Yeah,
That's fun.
It is a good one. I've done it before. And this is me pacing her, so I'm trying to lock in to her pace.
Yeah.
And so when I go out on my runs, I'm taking some longer runs, and I'm trying to lock into her pace for at least a portion of the run, so I kind of have that
Gotcha.
in my mind and know what it's all about. So
Right.
to go her pace. So yeah, it's exciting.
That is
It's gonna be
exciting.
good.
Do you guys ever run together like just normally or?
Sometimes she gets a little squeamish, a little bashful about it because she feels like, I'm slowing you down, I'm holding you up, and she,
Gotcha.
it took a lot to get her to accept me as a pacer because she wanted to,
Yeah.
I believe, but I think she felt like she was putting me off or something like that,
Whatever.
I'm like, whatever, I'll do it. I'm gonna pace you to a personal record. And she's been working real hard. I have to give her a lot of credit. She's like sticking to her training plan and getting the runs in, the speed workout, the long runs, and
Good for her, man.
yes.
She's better than me.
Well, she really is. She's not. She really is.
She is.
Maybe she's
She
better
really
than
is,
you.
man. I
No,
know.
she's doing a great job. She's just really. That's great. It's great to see because I can't stick to a plan like that, training plan.
Me neither. Me neither.
I can, but then for a little bit, and then something always goes awry, and I might mix it up a little bit.
Yeah.
I get to the starting line, but sometimes,
I get a little like.
she's disciplined.
Yeah, that's the thing I'm missing.
That's where the discipline
The
comes.
discipline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, I've been, trying to lock into her pace and doing a little more miles, and it's good. How about you? How's your running going? You getting it in?
I'm doing some miles.
Yeah.
Getting that out there. I mean, it's not a lot compared to what I used to do, but I'm trying to be consistent. This
Yeah.
week's been really good. If we go Wednesday, because this is Wednesday we're recording.
Yes.
Wednesday to Wednesday, good week.
Yeah.
I probably got out there most days and did something.
Yeah.
So like 3 to 5 miles for the most part.
Cool.
It was kind of cool. Christine and I went to the Women's Classic.
Yes.
There's a local 5K where it's only women, so I did not run, but my wife did, and that was fun to see her get out there again and do 5K. She crushed it.
Cool.
Brought the kiddo along, and it was a good time.
Nice day too.
Gorgeous.
Yep. Sunday was a nice day. Great running weather.
Oh yeah, it was
Nice and sunny and.
beautiful.
Yes.
And that's always a fun race. We get to see a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
Little Miles had fun interacting with all new faces and things, so that was cool to see.
Yeah.
But Christine has been really good at getting out there and running, so it was good to see it come to like fruition.
No, that's great. That's great.
Yeah, and I have a trail race I'm doing this coming Saturday.
What trail race is this?
It's some like rando one. It's in, I don't even know how to pronounce the name of it. It's like Powesett or something. Powesett Trail Run or something.
Oh, okay. Is it in Rhode Island or?
It's in Massachusetts, I believe.
Huh.
It was just a buddy of mine said like, hey, why don't you come do this trail race with me? And so
Powesett?
Mhm.
It's not like Norwood or Dover.
I don't even know if that's like an area or if it's like the name of it.
Okay.
I don't know if it's a literal.
Yeah. No, it sounds very familiar to me. There's a couple of trail, reservations that I used to go mountain bike riding on. Powesett sounds familiar. Powesett sounds familiar. Powasset sounds familiar. I think I used to mountain bike in that area. I used to live in that area, actually, if it's the place that I'm thinking of. Cool.
It could
That's
be
good.
fun. Yeah. So
I want to do a trail race.
you should
Yeah.
come. It's on Saturday.
I've got so much to do on Saturday. I can't get out of it.
Lame.
I know.
That's
But I
alright.
love you.
That's
I
alright.
like it.
But no, it should be fun. It's like 8.3 miles.
Neat.
And yeah, I haven't done a trail race in years, 2
Yeah.
years probably.
Cool.
So it'll be fun to see how many times I fall down
Yeah. And twist your ankle.
and twist my ankle.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun.
I'm always vulnerable to twisting my ankles when I'm on the trails. So you're gonna be really careful on that. You know. We've talked about this before. You know,
Yeah.
it's just like you really have to be focused on what's going on in front of you.
Right, there's no looking around.
No looking around. I mean, you can enjoy the scenery if you want to, but then you're gonna twist your ankle
Or fall
trip
over.
or fall over. Yeah.
Right.
On a root or a rock. You know.
You could.
You just have to get used to it. You have to get used to it. You have to do it often so that you kind of hone your skills.
Right.
And then there's different muscle groups that you're working. So you really
Yeah,
have to.
because like when you run, you just run forward.
Right.
When you're on the road, you're just going pew,
Yep.
straight. But if you're on the trail, you jump in. I mean, you're going forward, but you jump left, going right, you're up and down. It's all over the place.
Yeah. So you have to get your trail legs.
Gotta get the trail legs. I haven't been, but maybe
No,
this, maybe Thursday, Friday, Saturday. No, Thursday and Friday.
Yeah.
Trail.
Go out and trail run. Okay.
Just mix it.
Exactly. But that sounds cool, and it's a great time of year to do it. I think
Gorgeous time of
October.
year.
October, if the weather's right, it's I think one of the best months to run.
The best month. to
You
run.
know, it's
Period.
you know you get the foliage, you've got the crisp air,
Yes.
and it's cool. Temperatures are right.
There's pumpkins.
Pumpkins everywhere. You know, you hopping
Apple
in
crisp in the
apple
oven.
crisps in the air. The smell of apple cider donuts in the woods when you're running. You could just smell it. It's out there.
It's out there, man. It's fall time.
That's right.
It's my favorite time.
It
of
is
year.
a great. It truly is. Truly is.
For running, it's like the perfect weather. At least, I mean, we're in New England. I know there's podcast listeners who are in other areas.
Right.
You know, might
So-
be some in the outback in
It-
Australia.
So for our
listening.
listeners out in the Outback or out in the Colorado Rockies, or if you're out in Flagstaff, Arizona, or if you're in Hawaii, you might not necessarily be able to relate to it if you haven't been here this time of year, but it's great.
We highly recommend you take a trip.
Take a trip.
Enjoy the fall season
Yeah.
in New England.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Come on in. Hey, come on, do a race this time of year. You know.
Yeah.
Yep.
Come join me at
Destination.
the Powasset Trail Race.
That's true.
next
Yeah.
year.
8.3 miler in Powasset, Mass.
We'll crush it. I'd say I like going to Vermont. Vermont's a good spot for fall.
Yeah. Vermont's a good spot. I love New Hampshire.
Yeah.
Beautiful up there. Maine's beautiful.
Yes. It's the way life should be, man.
Yep. Vacation land.
Vacation
They
land.
don't call it vacation land for nothing.
It's true, man. So anyway, fall, man.
But it's a great time of year. But there are some things that when it starts to happen that fellow runners, including myself, tend to freak out over.
Like what?
Like, I mean, it's positive. It's the best month, right? We've come to that conclusion. But then sometimes when the temperature does start to go down, I get a little bit like freaked that, oh man, here it comes. Cold weather.
Oh, winter's
right? You know, it just
yeah.
like I woke up this morning, frost on the ground.
Oh, jeez.
It was like 32 degrees.
Yeah. That's,
And so that's like, well, that's great to go out and run in, but I'm gonna have to bundle up a little bit.
right.
But there's that.
Yeah, it's just like a preview, like a little foreshadowing.
Yeah, a little foreshadowing is saying, hey, get ready. And sometimes people will freak out over that.
Yeah.
You know.
I live in the present moment.
Yes.
I try not to freak out.
Okay.
I try to say like, okay,
Yeah.
this is enjoyable. The weather's great.
Right.
I know it's coming,
You know it's coming.
but I try to live in the moment, and
You live in the moment,
I enjoy
right.
it, and I say this is the best run I've ever had in my life because the weather is like
Yeah.
perfect.
I try to think of it like in like increments, okay? You know, so it's cold. There might be frost on a pumpkin, but there's no snow and ice on a pumpkin.
That's
no
true.
snow and ice on the roads. It might be 32. I know it's going to warm up to like 60. Okay, so I look at that.
Yeah, I can deal.
It's not going to be 20 for the entire day or in the teens with cold wind blasting. So I try to think of it that way.
Right.
I push it off a little bit. You know?
Yeah,
maybe it's a little bit of denial, but sort of like, yeah, I know it's coming. I can adjust to it. I can break out the gear, get the long shirt, maybe the jacket.
What did
Windbreaker.
you run this morning?
No, I
Yesterday?
didn't.
Did you run yesterday?
I ran yesterday. I ran in the evening yesterday.
What temperature was it when you ran it?
When I ran, I guess it was probably in the upper 50s.
So what did you do?
Lower 60s.
Did you do shorts, t-shirt?
I did the shorts, but I actually had a long, not long sleeve. I had short sleeve wicking shirt. I put on a little windbreaker. Took it off though for the second half of the run because I didn't need it at that point. Once I got
my favorite outfit for running: shorts,
yes,
long sleeve top.
long sleeve top. Yeah,
I just
half
love
zip. Half zip.
So
or
half zip's awesome. Half
Yeah.
zip is money.
I'll just do like a short sleeve shirt with a half zip. I might do that, or just maybe long sleeve wicking shirt.
You know what
tight
I've
shirt.
seen you wear, and I'm a huge fan of it? Long sleeve t-shirt over top.
Ah, yes, I've done that.
That's a little bit more
Yeah.
cold, like colder weather.
Colder weather. That's really cold weather.
But I like the long sleeve with the t-shirt over top.
Okay,
It's a classic look.
it is a classic look. It's very stylish.
It is. It's in. Stylish.
Yes.
That's you, man. Hip.
Yeah. You know what I freak out over sometimes too? And I had this conversation. And I don't freak out like, I'm not like, oh my God. But I get a little bit sort of like feel like the walls are closing in, or I can feel claustrophobic when you start losing daylight or sunlight.
It's the worst.
Yeah. That's another thing you have to adjust to in increments. For me, I have to think, well, okay, you're losing a little light, but I can deal with it.
Yeah.
I can still run. I just have to adjust to it.
You just gotta adjust.
I have to go search for the headlamp.
Yep.
Have to search for the headlamp, change the batteries on the headlamp.
Yep. You know what's the worst is in November when those clocks get turned on you.
Yeah, that's really rough. And when you get like sundown at like 4 something.
It's
It's like,
not
oh.
necessary.
Do we need to really do that anymore?
do a protest. We should have a petition or something.
I don't know what we really need to do. We need the sunlight. We need a little bit more sunlight than
What's
that.
it? Who's it for? It's for farmers. Right?
Is it?
I thought that's what it was.
Yep.
Back in the day, because you get more hours in the morning. Is that it? I can't remember.
I'm not sure, but I think it has to do with like farmers.
Farmers. Whatever, man. I say give me the daylight in the evening.
I
want to do stuff.
I know. It starts. You got to just adjust to it, but it's tough. It's tough.
Yeah.
It's sort of like I'm already commiserating with a lot of other fellow runners. It's like, yeah, I got to deal with it. You got to get the headlamps out there.
Yes.
Have to be seen. You have to be seen, and you have to be able to see where you're going too. That's why I like a headlamp.
Headlamp's a double whammy.
Yes, it is.
It's you can see and be seen.
Yep. I want to see those potholes. I want to see anything that might be out there.
Yeah, I like a good headlamp.
Yep.
I have one that is rechargeable, which is money in the bank.
Yeah.
You don't have to get AAAs or whatever.
You're not dealing with AAAs. You can just plug it in.
Plug it into the USB port
Yep.
and bam.
I have one that I can do that, and I have one that's that I just did to replace AAA batteries. But yeah, so that's good. You got to do that. You got to have your flashing lights.
Yep.
You got to have your bright colors, reflective gear.
Right.
There are reflective vests.
Yes. With
I'd love to have to put one on, but
like a traffic cop.
like a traffic cop. I mean, I look a little goofy with it on. I look a lot goofy with it on, but what the heck? I'd rather be seen than hit by a car.
You look good, Ray.
Thank
you.
you.
Look good.
Thank you. And they have some of those light up vests. Have you seen those?
I have. They're like little LEDs.
Yeah, looks
Which
like
is sweet.
looks like a glow stick wrapped around somebody. It's really cool. They're
Yeah.
really cool. Those are neat. I like those. You can actually see the shape of a person when they're wearing one of those.
That's nice.
Yep.
That's nice. That's key. I know there's certain brands or whatever that make reflective gear where light hits it.
Yes.
And it just reflects back. And sometimes if it's just one big orb of reflectivity,
Yeah.
people don't know that it's a human.
Mm-hmm.
So I suggest, hot tip,
Hot tip.
look for reflective gear that has reflective stuff on the, if it's a jacket, on the arms, if it's pants, on the ankles, anything that moves.
Yep.
So when people see your reflectivity, they can be like, oh, that must be a person because that arm is moving.
They see
that
movement.
leg is moving.
And they see movement from top to bottom usually, so
Yeah.
it's sort of like it outlines your shape. And yeah, it's a good idea.
Don't get just the thing that just blah. It's like a big reflective blob.
Okay. Spread that reflectivity and that light around.
Yeah.
From
So
top
you
to
look
bottom.
like people. Because I know when I'm driving and I see a big reflective orb, I kind of just look at it like,
You tend
I
to,
tend to drive towards it.
well, there's
Because
that.
I'm like, what the heck is that? And then
Yes.
I'm heading right at it. And then who knows what could happen after that. Usually I'm pretty good at not running into reflective orbs. But if I see it, I can kind of drift towards it because I don't know what it is.
Right.
But if it's a person, then I'll be like, oh, it's people running,
Yeah.
you know?
Do you find that as a runner that you're a little more conscious of when you are driving, of say other runners or, people with their baby strollers, cyclists? Yeah, do you find that you're a little
I
bit more
do.
in tune?
I do. I think I am.
I think I am too.
Yeah. Because I know that, like, a lot of people, when they pull out of say, a driveway and they're going right, they only look one direction. They look to the left to make sure there's no traffic coming. And then if you were running up the sidewalk and they don't look right, they could smash you.
Yeah.
I look both ways. Because
That's good.
that's what you're supposed to do.
Right.
You're supposed to look both
You're
ways.
supposed to look both ways.
So I do that.
Yep. I try to do that too. I find, I just find that I'm scanning more and I'm, keep speeding down. Keep your speed down. That's like key. Just keep your speed down.
There's a limit for a reason.
There's a limit for a reason, right?
You can't go above that.
Not supposed to.
No. They'll get you in trouble. I do sometimes though, right? Not
Everyone does. I'm not gonna lie either. Everyone does. I think, they do. But just
try to keep it down.
try to keep it down.
You know?
Time and place.
Time and place to go
Time
fast.
and place.
And
Maybe
that's
you're-
a racetrack.
Racetrack. Grand Prix. Right? A Grand Prix.
If you
in
want to drive
the
fast,
city.
join the Indy 500. Or
Be
whatever.
a,
You know?
be a NASCAR racer or, Indy 500 racer at, Formula One. For crying out loud,
Right.
Jeez.
You don't need to be racing up and down the main street, you know?
You don't need to be doing that at all. So,
Yeah, I think I am more cognizant of people, bicycles, like motorcycles, all that stuff, just because I am a runner and I know how many close calls I've had and I am just like on edge,
yeah.
you know?
Yep. I'm always like, as a runner, I'm constantly running against traffic most of the time when I can.
Yeah.
Unless there's a dangerous curve and I might have to get over to get past that dangerous curve.
Right.
But I'm mostly on the left facing traffic and I'm scanning. I'm constantly scanning.
Oh yeah.
And I'm not gonna square off with the driver.
Right.
Car, right? Person running, I'm not gonna square off. I know people who get out there on the road and they don't care and they're just like,
Hit me.
hit me, man, come on.
Yeah, dare you.
Yeah, and it's sort of like they're daring the person or they feel like they have the right to be there and they're gonna really, get that point
Yeah.
across. You know what? It just takes a second. So I
That's
tend to be. I'm on the side as far as I can be.
Yeah.
Safely without going into a ditch.
Right.
Or I'll step off when I need to. If I see a car coming and I'm better safe than sorry, I will step off onto the side. You never really know.
Yeah, I think that it only, like you said, it only takes a second, man. If you could be all Mr. Tough Guy or Miss Tough Woman in the
Right.
road, hey, what are you doing? And they could be checking their email on their cell phone because they are a terrible driver.
Yeah.
And they don't even see you in the road. And
Right.
there you go.
Yeah.
Game over, man.
You're right. Sun could be in their eyes.
Right. So
Whatever.
just stay safe. Break down lane, face traffic, especially in the fall, winter time when light is low, or even wherever you're at.
Yeah.
If you're running in low light conditions, make
Right.
sure you're super safe. And face traffic. Always face traffic.
Right.
Because, as my coach used to say, you'd rather get hit by a Bentley than a Yugo.
I love that.
You know?
Yeah.
So if you're gonna get hit, make sure it's someone who can afford to pay for your medical bills.
You want to see something develop in front of you.
Right.
Yeah, you see someone who's like hugging that shoulder, you know that's a bad place to be for them. You just get off. But you want to be able to see that. If you're on the right-hand side, you're not going to be able to see that. So I feel sorry for cyclists sometimes, because it's like,
You can't see
you're
anything.
supposed to be on the right-hand
Right.
side and be moving with traffic when you're on cycle, when you're
Yeah, I mean,
cycling.
like those cars are going 60 miles an hour, and you're trying to ride on a twisty road. You're like, phew, no,
Serious.
thank you.
Serious.
No, thank you.
You got to watch for cyclists though too. That's another thing. The cyclists are going to be coming towards you too, so you got to be careful.
You got it.
You hit by a bike, it's not going to feel that great. It's going to hurt.
No,
It's going to hurt.
it's gonna hurt.
So
It'll hurt both of you.
just be ready for that kind of stuff. Be ready for anything.
On your toes.
On your toes. Get your exercise. Get your running.
And
But
I
you be
like
on
to
your
say
toes.
too, like, I don't know. People get so concerned about the splits they're hitting, or like the time they're running, or like the distance they've gone.
Yeah.
Like, if you have to stop because a car is coming at you, stop.
Yeah. Right.
Don't run. Relax.
Right.
Let the car go past.
Exactly.
Pick up the pace app.
Not trying to prove anything to a car. Well, you like to get the point across to the driver for sure. But yeah,
Yeah.
if you need to stop, you need to step off the road. Do it for the sake of safety. Serious.
Right.
Would
Would you rather
a would you rather moment.
get hit by a car or have a slower time for your run that day?
I'm gonna go with a slower time. Every time.
That's a no-brainer.
That's a no-brainer.
There you go.
Kidding me? I've had to adjust my courses. I have to be I'm a little more selective about my courses now. There are some courses that I used to run on some roads in my town that I loved running on, especially on a good fall foliage day. And I just won't do it anymore because I've had too many close calls. And that's a darn shame. But you know what? It's just the way it is.
Yeah. That's
yeah.
it.
I've almost been taken out on a couple of roads.
Yeah,
and
so
it's
you
just
just cut them out.
So I have to. But you know what? Because of that, because I've had to adjust, I've discovered some really nice routes, nice
See?
places to go
That's
now.
good.
I've got a couple of parks in my town that I now go to. There's the bike path that I use a lot more now,
Yeah.
which is, I have to watch for cyclists, but that's okay. Everyone's usually looking out for each other.
Right.
Everyone's usually aware of what's going on, or they should be. Most of the time, people are really good on the bike path I go on, and it's nice. And I don't have to worry about.
There's no traffic.
Yep, I don't have to worry about loud automobiles and people, almost hitting me, and it's more relaxing.
Right.
You can really get into the run.
Yeah, we can get into it. You know what we're gonna do, Ray? We're gonna get into a break.
We're gonna get into a break.
We're gonna take a little break.
Okay.
Come back. Talk a little bit more about like fall running. Maybe we talk about like what to wear, how to dress,
Okay.
that type of stuff.
Yeah, as we transition into the fall weather and get prepared for winter. Oof, okay, cool. Let's take a break.
Come back now.
We're coming back.
All right, let's come back.
Back from break.
Back from break, and we're talking fall, winter running, like transitioning into it. Can I just add one more safety thing?
Yes, please.
A lot of people like to run with music
Yes.
when they're running,
Yeah.
and I say that's cool. You can listen to music. Make sure you can hear your surroundings.
Yeah. That's important.
Super important because you can zone out, and like there could be a car coming up on you,
Yeah.
and you could not hear it. So yeah, try to make sure that you are including some ambient sound in your like headphones.
Do you run with music?
I do.
You do.
Yeah. But I have these like headphones they call earbuds.
Yeah.
I don't even know if they make them anymore, but they allow for some ambient noise to come in. So no matter like, I don't listen to my headphones too loud, but if I had them way up, then I'd still be able to like hear the surrounding, like a car coming up or like something else.
Yeah. Yeah, it's important. I know a lot of people who will listen to music, listen to our podcast.
Right, this is it's a great thing
and-
to listen to.
And it's cool. It's a great thing to listen to while you're out there on a run. But you just want to be able to hear some sound, some ambient sound. You want to hear your surroundings. So yeah, I don't run with music, and I love music, but I just don't run with music.
Why do you not?
Because I just get too distracted.
Yeah.
I get too distracted, and I actually like to, if I'm in a place where there's not a lot of, traffic noise, like the bike path, and it's nice. I like to hear
Right.
sights and sounds. hear the crickets and the birds.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's kind of
It's
nice.
like music to your ears.
It's music to my ears.
Anyway.
Yeah.
All right.
So that's a good safety tip.
Good safety tip. So we're gonna talk a little bit about what you wear.
Yes.
So I said my favorite outfit is short, long sleeves.
Yeah.
But sometimes when it's a little colder, you gotta think about wearing more stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
When you're transitioning into the fall, you gotta look at the temperature and you gotta say like, okay, I know I'm gonna warm up a little bit, so I gotta make sure that I dress like a little bit like cool, like with clothes that might be cooler than if I was just gonna like hang out.
Right.
You know?
Because you know you're going to warm up once you
Right.
get going.
Yeah. I mean, I
Yeah.
always say dress for 20 degrees warmer than it is.
Good rule of thumb. Yep.
Rule of thumb. 20 degrees warmer than it is. So if you're hanging out, I mean, if you're going for a run and it's like 30 degrees, then dress for like hanging out in 50 degrees.
Right. Because there's nothing worse than getting out there like a mile in and out and overheating.
You have to peel off
Then you got to peel off layers, you got to carry layers, you got to tie them around your waist or whatever.
Right.
So yeah,
That's no good.
no good.
But it is important to dress in layers.
It is important to dress
If you
in
are
layers.
going
Absolutely.
to like dress warmer, like when it gets really cold, layering up is important because then you can peel off layers.
Yes.
You'd rather dress a little too warm than a little too cold.
Right. And I'd rather peel off layers than not be able to peel off layers because I just have a big heavy jacket on.
Right, if you're just
Right.
wearing like a jacket and no t-shirt underneath,
Right.
then you're stuck.
Right. Or even if you were wearing a t-shirt, still might not be able to
Yeah,
peel off
right.
that jacket. So
Right.
just thin layers, keep it light,
Keep it light.
keep it techie.
Keep it light, keep it techy.
Yes.
I wish it rhymed. Keep it light, keep it bright.
Keep it light, keep it bright, keep it techie.
Techie in that, what do you mean by techie?
Well, I mean, like, don't wear cotton.
Oh,
Right?
all right.
Don't,
You
wear,
have,
don't
like-
wear a t-shirt.
I thought you meant like
cotton
there's
t-shirt.
like iPhones in your
No,
jackets and stuff.
no, but just something like good tech wear. Something that's going to allow moisture to move away from your body, keep you
Mhm.
drier, right?
That's important.
Yes, it's very important. So, yeah.
I like to wear technical t-shirts, base layers, half zips, shells. Also,
Mm.
socks are super important.
Socks, super important. Yeah.
Pants, tights, that type of stuff. Everything techie.
Yeah.
The way it works is cool. Spreads out the moisture over the garment a lot quicker than a cotton would,
Yeah.
which is nice.
Mhm.
Because then it evaporates.
It evaporates, and you're going to be drier.
And being
Maybe more
drier makes you warmer. Because when the wind hits a cold cotton t-shirt,
Yeah.
ooh, shivering.
It's terrible.
It's not a good time. Not a good time.
Not at all.
So yeah, keep it techie, keep it light, keep it bright, keep it techie.
You know what kind of piece of apparel I really like this time of year is transitioning. Instead of wearing like a long sleeve jacket, like a windbreaker, I like a vest.
Ooh, a vest.
Yeah, because it just, if it's a little bit breezy, it kind of keeps your chest warm, your
It
core.
does.
But, you don't really necessarily need with your arms are moving, they tend to warm up. And
Right.
So, yeah.
Keep
I like
that
a
core
vest.
warm.
Yeah, I like a vest. Nice thin.
I like
Vest.
a nice vest.
Yeah.
Reminds me of a very, I forget the comedian's name. I think it's Dimitri something. But he does a little bit about vests that's
Vest.
kind of funny. He's like, I got these big fat arms and this real skinny torso. What am I gonna wear? Vest. But they are really good for running in the, I'd say like this time of year. Once
Yeah.
you get into like winter, I like to have some sleeves.
Yes, I do too.
But-
So I like this transition from fall into winter. The vest is very important. And then when you're going from winter to spring, a vest comes in handy again.
Yeah.
So you can put it away when the cold weather comes and then take it out again, when it's
Good
starts to
transition
It's
piece.
a good
The
transition
vest.
piece.
The vest.
Good go-to. Half tights are another good transition piece for me. I tend to,
AKA
like-
capris.
capris. Yeah, I might not go down that.
Oh wait, no, capris go below the knee.
Yeah, although there are. Capri would be
3/4 tights.
not a bad thing.
We talked about this in a podcast previously. Men wear 3/4 tights. Women wear capris.
Mm.
They're the same thing.
Yeah,
Same thing.
yeah.
But men don't.
It's all semantics.
It's
You can't say
semantics.
capri.
Like, oh, Leah Reagan's capris. It sounds not proper. But I mean, they're capris. That's what they are.
That's what they are. Get over it.
But that's a good piece for this time of year. The capri, the 3/4 tight, the half tight, keeps you warm. Better than those like splitties, you know. My splitties tend to be put away. Well, they don't have any anymore.
You don't have any anymore?
But
Oh,
this
you're beyond the
time
splitty?
I'm beyond the splits.
You're too modest now.
Yeah, you know. I'm not.
I still have
just
some
enough.
splits.
Yeah, I've seen you rock some splits.
Yeah.
Yeah, I usually put those away when I start transitioning into the fall. You know, because they're too cold. I need
Yeah.
to warm up.
Right.
Yeah. Layering is key. 3 pieces you want to invest in when it gets like really cold. Base layer, right up against the skin.
Yep.
Half zip. Half zip is like money in the bank.
Yeah.
And then a shell piece to go over top.
Yep.
Half zip though is like the one, man.
I think it's just most versatile.
It is.
Right.
I wore it the other day
Yeah.
because you can wear it when it's cold and like layer over it or underneath it, or you can layer like just a t-shirt under it when it gets when it's a little warmer, or you can wear it by itself. And if you wear it by itself, you can ventilate, you can unzip that sucker,
Yeah. Yep.
and you can roll the sleeves up.
I do that a lot.
I do a
roll
good
sleeve kind of guy.
sleeve
Yeah.
roll, you know?
That's what I do.
You got the flannel going
I got the flannel here.
with the sleeves rolled up.
Sleeves rolled up. I do that.
Feeling folly.
I'm ready to cut some wood or something, you know?
Like a lumberjack.
Like a lumberjack. I'm a lumberjack and I'm okay.
Do you
Some
legit
people
chop
get
wood?
that. Sometimes I do. I've got an axe and I chop wood sometimes. It's my fireplace.
Man, that is cool.
I don't burn a lot of wood, but yeah.
But you chop it,
I chop. I split it.
split it.
Right.
You're not chopping trees.
I'm not chopping trees down. No, but that would be kind of cool.
I chopped a tree down the other day.
Did you really?
But I used a chainsaw.
Chainsaw. I don't have a chainsaw. I might need to get a chainsaw
Yeah.
at some point.
You do. They have chainsaws.
I think it's a good thing to have.
My chainsaw runs on batteries.
Really? Does it have enough power?
It's got enough.
Do you think that you might need a chainsaw if you're running? Is that one of the
Maybe.
folks were telling you that chainsaw is good to have as a runner? No, I'm
You
just
want a
kidding.
base layer, half zip, chainsaw, shell, good hat, and good gloves. But no, so yeah.
If you're on a bike path, right?
Chainsaw can come in handy.
And yeah, there's a tree all over that bike path that's fallen from high wind overnight. You might have to cut it down.
You might. And the battery powered one is nice and light.
That's right. It's lighter than this.
You
It's
throw
right,
it
and you
on
don't
your
get,
shoulder.
you don't spill any of the gas, oil mixture on you when you're running,
Yep.
right?
You do have to get the bar and chain oil.
You do have to have that on there. People listening to this podcast say, "What the heck are these guys babbling about? Chainsaws,
Bunch of
running,
lumberjacks
bunch
over
of
here."
lumberjacks and chainsaws." No,
Anyway, but
Anyway.
the flannel is a good fall piece for
Yeah.
like if you're not running.
there should be more tech gear that has a flannel pattern to it. Do you think?
I think that would be.
Have you ever
fresh,
seen it?
man. I've seen it in one piece from a kind of a niche brand called Tracksmith.
Yeah.
But they had a technical jacket that had a flannel look to it.
I think I saw a pair of flannel shorts one time. But it was it was like technical
Yeah.
material, but it was like a flannel.
They
That's
should
cool.
do it. They should make a technical flannel button-up shirt that you could run.
That would be kind of cool. That would be neat. That's a great
A
idea.
pair of slacks,
Yep.
button up,
Yeah.
go for a run.
Flannel running rompers. That'd be another good
There
one.
you go. The old running romper.
Yeah.
We gotta come out with that. I don't know why we haven't yet. The
Flannel running romper.
romper.
That'd be great.
That'd be good. What did we talk?
Well, we were talking about apparel for like transition.
Oh yes.
Fall to winter.
Base layer, half zip, shell, good. Half tights when you're getting into like fall.
Yes.
3/4 tights if you're a man. Capris if you're a lady. And then when you get into winter, you can do tights, hats, gloves.
You got to think about hats and gloves, that sort of thing. Some people I know, I know people that are already using gloves.
Yes.
Some people go out in the morning, their hands get cold, and so they're hats and gloves. I know people who are doing that already.
I have a running hypothetical for you.
Okay, I want to hear it.
Okay, so you have running hypothetical. You go to your closet,
Yes.
all right, and you're going for a run, and it's chilly. I don't know if this is a running hypothetical or a would you rather.
Okay.
This might be another would you rather.
Okay.
Would you rather?
That's okay too.
Would you rather wear a hat or a headband when it's, say, 25 degrees outside? Are you a headband hat guy?
I'll probably, if it's 25 degrees, I'm probably gonna wear a hat.
Okay.
If it's a little bit warmer, then I'm gonna wear that headband. I like the headband. I think that's a good transition piece.
It is.
You know, like when you like fall into a, winter, early winter, where it's not really a deep freeze. I love the headband. I think it's great.
Yeah.
But if it's 25, I'm probably gonna wear a hat.
Because the top of your head gets cold?
Yeah, it might, and yeah, yes.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Cool.
And a lot and nowadays you buy a really nice running hat, and they vent easily, and they breathe, they dry out easily. So yeah.
What's the
Yeah.
temperature cutoff for mittens and gloves?
For me,
What's the transition from gloves to mittens?
for mittens, it'd have to get really cold.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're talking like below 20 degrees, and I might think about wearing the mittens.
The lobster claws.
Is the lobster claws, exactly. Because I usually do okay. My hands heat up.
Hot hands.
Yeah, some people I know will have to wear it's 40 degrees and they're gonna wear mittens.
Yeah.
That's just how it works for them. But for me,
Some people run
Yeah.
hot. Some people
yeah,
run cold.
exactly. So for me, it's like I'm gonna put the gloves on it or the mittens on at below 20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have any like special shoes that you wear in the fall, winter time?
I wear
Or do you just wear your regular shoes and maybe put on some thicker socks when it gets cold or something?
I'll wear some wood some like wool socks, and then I'll wear some Native American mucklucks.
Wood socks.
Oh. I wear mucklucks.
What is a muck?
I don't know. I think it's some kind of Native American shoe. I wouldn't. I'm just being silly.
So you don't wear muck?
No, and yeah, I don't. I don't wear any special shoes. I might, if it's really really cold out, I might put on like a merino wool sock.
Okay. Because I know that there's some brands, some companies make like a warmer version of their shoes that's more water resistant and more reflective and more
Yeah.
grippy on the bottom when it gets sloppy.
No, for me, no. It's regular shoes. I might have a pair. I have a pair of trail shoes which aren't waterproof, so I'll go out and wear one of those, and they're like, just water repellent. So if it's wet, I might put those on.
Yeah, but you just chuck on a pair of wool socks and
Something a little bit warmer. Yeah.
Yeah.
That can get wet and still insulate and do the job. And so,
cool.
yeah. Do you? You have special?
No.
Do you put galoshes on? You put
I
galoshes
put
on over your?
galoshes on. Yes, I do. I wear galoshes.
You put them over your running shoes.
Yeah. I don't know what a galosh is either.
It's basically like the rubber covering for your shoes. You just put them on right on over.
Oh, all right.
You wear them in the rain.
Keeps your shoes.
I don't even know if they must exist. I'm sure that they exist. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember people when I was younger used to use them a lot more.
Galoshes.
Yeah.
They call them gaiters. Don't they call them gaiters?
Gator's a little something different. That doesn't really. Oh, well, I don't know if they go all the way over your feet. Gator's really going to protect from
Like the top
midfoot
part.
to up to your they can go up as high as below your knee, but
To below your nose.
a body gator. It's a body gator.
I feel like we should probably end.
We should.
We're getting a little silly here.
We're just getting really good and slap happy right
Yeah. So let's call it a day here.
now. Okay.
We talked about a bunch of stuff today. I really enjoyed this one.
It was fun.
It was fun.
Fun. It was informative, but yet a little silly, which we
Yeah.
like to do.
Right. So yeah, that was episode 35?
35, yeah.
Jeez Louise.
Jeez Louise.
And I enjoyed it.
I did too.
I hope you all did too.
I hope all of our listeners enjoy it too.
If you
We want you to enjoy it.
Yeah. Do you know what we're going to talk about next week? I have a list of topics we should powwow and
We will.
see what we're
Yeah.
going to come up with.
We'll come up with something good.
All right.
We
cool.
have a lot of ideas floating out there, folks, in our universe, and yeah.
It's true, including some special guests.
Yep, we've got some special guests coming. We're not going to reveal who those guests are, but you're going to enjoy them.
That's for
I
sure.
promise you.
So I don't think there'll be a special guest next week, but if there is, awesome. If there's not, that's cool too. But yeah, tune into episode 36 next week.
Next week. Yeah.